Just in case they ain't get the picture the first time around.
I see you, hater. My motivator. Y'all make me greater.
We're back on the 88 Monte Carlo SS twin turbo LS swap 6.0. Today we're gonna start doing the body work. That's taking everything off. That's pretty easy to take off, like the tail lights. And I gotta get the pinstripes off. I remove the side markers because those are easy to come off. But the owner, he brought it to me. He just wanted me to mask it up and put a pearl over it. Don't worry about none of the body work. But if I find something minor, I'll fix it. You know, it ain't gonna take much longer to fix that than leaving it. I remove this antenna. That'll be pretty easy to take off. And I'm gonna respray the old satin black. Also, here, it's a fiberglass hood on it. See, we got some chipping here. I sand that down, smooth it out. There's a scratch here, but I'm gonna re-clear it anyway, so this should come out once I re-clear it because it's not down to the color, so that should be good. But I seen over on the passenger side, it has some dry areas at the bottom. It's some over here as well. So I might, once I sand it and get everything off of it, I might spray some gray over it. It all depends on what the paint look like once I get through sanding it, scuffing it. Which you can do it two ways. You can dry sand it or wet sand it. I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go with it. But once I get these pinstripes off, I know much more then. But let me show you. I hate going behind other painters that don't take stuff off. Like for us to trim, you can see here. See that overspray? So that's when I paint it, it's gonna look like that I didn't take it off. Unless I clean it up and respray it, but the owner, he didn't want that. You can see this little, I'm gonna have to sand that down, get that smooth. Like around this quarter glass, overspray on it. Overspray on this trim here. That's what you get when you go behind different painters. Overspray. Then we got dry areas here, which that you can't prevent if you don't take the mirror off. And I'm not gonna take the mirror off because I have to take all the interior pieces off. I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be a quick job. I guess first we're gonna start taking everything off that's easy to come off, then we'll get to removing this pinstripe. You can see this is something I would have never done. I would have never painted this on here because if this started chipping, it's gonna bring it all out to the car. So you can see it's doing it now. See that there? It's gonna bridge, and if that chip, the rest of it gonna chip. So I'm gonna take this off, then I feather edge the rest of it, then I repaint that black. See, it don't take much to take stuff off. It's a lot easier. Get a cleaner paint job. Now you see where we ain't got paint at, and they had bridge. That calls chipping and peeling. We're gonna feather edge that and we'll be good to go. What I will do, I will take this trim off on the windshield and the back glass, because I can at least get it off, then I can clean it up maybe with some reducer, or even if I gotta respray it, because I gotta spray some sandblack anyway, I'd be good on that. So, but I will take this off. I don't know. Look like all the clips ain't there. If I break the clips, I just have to buy some more clips. But I want to get it off. You can see some of the clips was missing anyway. It didn't have no clips here. Somebody put some adhesive on it. But I'll clean the windshield and get that off. Up here, on the clips that was here, is over here. Tail lights removed. One number, 2 screws on each side. I'm also gonna remove this tag trim. It's pretty easy to come off. Let me show you the tail lights. You can see where they didn't remove it. They got paint right here. It takes longer to mask this up than taking it off. Most of the stuff is like that. It takes longer to mask it up when you get ready to paint it than taking it off. Here's the tag trim. I think that's pretty much all that I'm gonna take off. I got the rear glass trim off. Also remove this piece here so I can sand it. I can get to it, sand it a lot better. And on these side markers, I think I'm gonna leave them because there's already paint on them, and it look like the screw stripped out, so I'm not gonna bother with it. I might be opening up a can of worms if I mess with that, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm just gonna mask it up. Also the front as well. But everything pretty much off that I'm gonna take off. But y'all know if I was doing it from the jump, I'd take everything off. So now we're gonna take these pinstripes off. And hopefully they come off easy. Don't look like they've been on too long. It might take me longer to take this off than paint the car. It's usually like that though. I know on the last Monte Carlo I took off, they was the original stripes, so it was doing this here. Every little step I make, it'll come off in pieces, so but this here gonna be, it ain't gonna be as bad as the other. Might put a little heat on it, get it on up. It's coming, slowly but surely. It's not taking me as long as it did on the other Monte Carlo, like I said before, but it's still breaking off here and there. There's a spot over here, it peeled up some of the clear coat, so I'm gonna have to feather edge it. Yesterday it had started storming on me, so I had to quit. Trying to find out, okay, right here. It peeled up the clear coat, so this gonna have to be feather edge. That come from not sanding this area good. The paint didn't burn, but I'm gonna finish it on off. You can see where it was breaking on me. It peeled up the clear coat right here as well. Here's another spot peeling up. You can see paint on the back of the decal. It wasn't sanded good, but it looked like it's finna start getting all right, because you don't see no paint right here. Nah, it's still peeling on up. Right here probably gonna be good. See, this area here was sanded good. See, all this gonna have to be feather edge. All the pinstripes removed. We can scratch that scuff and shoot now, since we pulled some paint up, removing the pinstripes. So we're gonna have to feather edge that, fill it back in. I'm gonna spray maybe 2 coats over the whole car, maybe 3. I always say 2, but I wound up spraying more. It really pulled the paint up front here. That come from poor sanding, not sanding it good. Pull some up there. Also here. Let me go inside. I'm gonna grab some of the stuff that I might use, such as sanders, blocks, and DAs. These are different ways you can go about sanding if you're finna do a scuff and shoot, which I'm not gonna do a scuff and shoot now, so I won't be hand sanding. I'm gonna be using machines. I got 2 DAs. This here's a Duetto Bigfoot. It got a 12mm throw on it. I got an interface pad in between this pad here. So you're gonna need it. You wanna have that give. You don't want no hard pad if you finna scuff and shoot, because you might cut into spots like this here. You wanna have some give to it. Then I got this pad here. It's a 400 grit. We're gonna be using it on my DA. If I was gonna scuff and shoot, I could still use this, and I can also block it by hand, wet sand it, which I already got some sandpaper, water here. I'm just gonna show you how it would look if you wanted to block it with some 400 or 320. There's some 400 grit here, there's some 320. But if I was gonna prime it, I could use some 180, because I have to sand it with the 180, then I have to block those 180 scratches out, which I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sand it one time, then go straight with the color. So let's put a piece of this 400 in our soapy water, let it soak for a minute or 2. Then I guess we'll go to the back of the deck lid, and we'll wet sand this area here, a spot, and we'll use the DA on this area, and I'll show you how it's gonna look. On the Scotch-Brite, it's equivalent to 320, 400 grit. It's good for areas like this here. It's also good for door jams, but I use it for, you know, it's quick. It's quick to go ahead and knock this out. You can see it's putting the scratches in it. That's all you need. You just need something. Put some scratches in it so the painter has something to bond to. It look like it's finna start raining on me. But that's all you need though. You can see it undo that area there out. So you're pretty much good. You don't want no shiny areas. Before you start sanding anything, you want to make sure the surface clean, because you might got some grit on it, and if you have grit on it, just say it's a piece of trash right here, and you start sanding it, you're gonna put a deep scratch in it. So you want to wipe it down. It's been sitting out, so ain't no telling what done fell on it. So we're gonna wipe it down first on both sides. We're gonna do this side with the mesh 400 grit on the DA. That didn't take long at all. I did from here to there. I stopped so I can show you what you need to look for. You can see that trash here that was in the clear coat and the orange peel. You want to bring all that down. I got another spot there. Spot here, yeah. Also there and there. You want to bring all that down, get it smooth, because if you don't, that's going to be in your paint when you start spraying. See that there? Remove all that orange peel. Now, we're going to do this side. Now, we'll wet sand it. We'll wet sand this area here. This sandpaper here, it's not new, but we just, no, I got a piece here that's new. Wet sanding with a block, you're gonna get it a lot smoother and flatter, but it's gonna take a lot longer. You're just gonna be going in an X pattern, back and forth. It's a lot more work doing it by hand than with the machine. But like I said, if you're using a block, you're gonna get it a lot flatter. The paper lasts a lot longer though when you wet sand it. Don't take as many sheets as dry sanding. We're gonna take this rag and wipe this down. And once it's dry, I'll cut it back on. This the area that I wet sanded. This here is good to go. No imperfections or nothing in it, except right here. I didn't hit this maybe one time. I still gotta go back over this area here, but this middle part, that's good. Now I guess I just go over the entire car. I might wet sand some spots, dry sand some spots. But I'm gonna bring the DA over here and feather edge this here, show you what you need to look for, and stop the peel here, because if you don't stop it, it's just gonna keep peeling when you put your paint over it. After I had hit it with the DA, I came back with the block, flattened it on out. Now you can see it's feather edge. You don't feel no lip there no more. I'm gonna come back with some glazing putty and wipe in the middle of it and block it again as well. All right, I done finished sanding half of the top. I'm just skipping around, doing the spot here and the spot there. Also finished this back. and I found a spot here. It started to bubble, so I sanded it on down, trying to investigate and see what it was. And it was actually some surface rust started forming. And it probably happened when they was wet sanding it outside and they didn't sand it back down. The bare metal started surface rusting, and they didn't sand it back down. So I had sanded down the bare metal, and since I'm gonna have it outside working on it, I'm gonna spray some self-itching primer on top of this bare metal just to keep it from surface rusting again. Then I won't have that problem. That's just to seal it. I still got to do this whole side. I did this spot here. I was just jumping around trying to knock it out in spots. I say I'm about 85% done with the car. On the flat areas I use the block, but around these corners, these contours, I'm gonna use a piece of sandpaper with my hand. Cause you don't wanna square these corners off. You wanna keep the shape of it, so like around these spots here, this area here, and the edges. Let me show you what I done, what I haven't done. I haven't done this front clip at all. On this side, I pretty much got the whole side done except this bottom. You can see where it's still shining. And go over here. I gotta do from here down, also from here down. And this back. But the rest of it finished up. I probably won't cut you back on until I get through sanding the whole entire car. I finally got it sanded down. This weather, it just won't let me be. It's been raining off and on. I just been coming out here in between the rain. And when it stop, I slack up. But I sprayed some self-itching primer on that, where the antenna was. Still got to block it. And I took the weather stripping off. I got tired of walking by it, contemplating, should I take it off or leave it on? I just went on and took it off. There weren't many screws in it. Didn't take long to take off at all. You can see they left it on. Got paint all on it. And we're not gonna put this weather stripping back on. It's ate up, so I got another set on the way. I still gotta do the other side. This the driver's side here. Cause I didn't want that paint line like it had on there. So I feather edged it. We'll be able to get paint all up under here like we need to. I'm also gonna take this off. I'm gonna paint all this black with the trim. Once I paint the car, think that's about it. I'm gonna fix this spot here with some 2-part glaze and putty. I'm gonna fix that. That's the only spot that I pretty much seen that was somewhat deep. That takes some 2-part glaze and putty. The rest of it, all the fine pinholes, I'm just gonna put 1 part on it. Then once I do that, I'll come back and spot prime all my areas like this here, build it back up. So let me finish taking the passenger side roof rail weather stripping off. Then we'll move on to the next step. Here's the glaze and putty that I'll be using. This the 2-part. These 2 1-part. This by Bundo. This by Pronto. And the 2-part is by U-Paul. It mixes with the hardener. Those there don't have no hardener, just wipe it on minor imperfections. But this going in that spot that was below the passenger side on the door, I'm gonna mix some up and just lightly skim it on. I'm gonna put my gloves on. We'll mix up a little bit of it. Not gonna need much, so be all right. Should be enough. Drop my top. Let's take it over there and spread it on. It's that area here. That's all you gotta do. Very simple. Once they're dry, we'll block that. Now we'll do the minor imperfections with the 1-part. I decided to use this Bundo 1-part because it's red. It'll show me where I need to sand at. The other is like a grayish color, and it'll be hard to determine where I done put it at, so I'm gonna use this red. You can see that area there. Minor imperfection. That's all you need to put this in. Nothing bigger than that, because it'll shrink. All this here, well, I could wipe a little spot there, kind of feather edge it, but I'm gonna prime this here. See, it's good for spots like this. Still raining on me, but I'm still out here getting it done. I just wanted to show you the 1-part glaze and putty spots. Also the 2-part down there. I'm gonna take care of those. Get my block here. I'm just gonna block them. Don't take much. Now you can see where the spot was. Same way with that spot. See, if I wouldn't have done that, that would have showed up in the paint. Finished up with all the sanding. Now wash the car off. Get ready to pull it in the shop to shoot my primer. I'm just gonna be spraying the areas where the clip peeled up at. Also my repair area with the 2K primer. Not the 2K primer, but the 2K glaze and putty. I'll be spraying this area here. This is where the paint was peeling up at. All the rest of it gonna be good to shoot the base coat over. Also here where the antenna was, I'm gonna spray that. I'm gonna spray this area here. But I'm gonna clean it up first. Then I'll put it in the shop. Got it cleaned up. Now we'll pull it in. Get ready to do some spot priming. I don't like the way this hood bowled up like this, but ain't nothing I can do about it. It's fiberglass. I'm just letting it dry up now before I start priming, which I'm just gonna be spot priming areas like this here, this, that area there. Also around this front lip, I'm gonna prime it so I can feather edge it a lot more, well, a lot better than what I did. Prime that area. So I really don't have to mask up anything because I'm not gonna be priming up against like for us the windows or moldings or anything like that. I probably hit, well, I might hit this area here, but I'm not gonna be priming up against the side marker, so I'm not gonna mask up anything right now. I'm just gonna spot prime it, let it dry up, then we'll block the spot prime. Then we should be ready for some paint after that. Finish laying down the hot build primer. Now we'll pull it outside, let it dry up. Then we'll just block the spots that we primed. Then we'll be good to go for spraying the paint itself. Y'all stay tuned.
Never stop.